There's something that is still overlooked that is really good for Tesla's margins that is not implemented yet, that is not widely understood, I think. But before we dive into that, Troy updated his estimate. Unfortunately, it's bad news. He lowered his estimate from 425,000 to 415,000. Analyst consensus is also a little lower, but not much. The reason for the lower estimate from Troy is because the sales within China are not looking very good. And also, Tesla did not book enough ships to export all of the vehicles to Europe, which they could have done before, but I think they anticipated more orders, which did not happen, unfortunately. And I believe, like I said earlier, that I expect another price cut from Tesla in China. I expect that before the end of the month, probably, most likely, or at least before the end of the quarter. So Troy believes that the backlog will keep shrinking. And for US, we will have that $7,500 incentive. I expect the backlog in US especially to start shrinking now. I mean, why would you personally buy a car right now if you could save $7,500 if you just waited until January 1st? Not everyone would wait, but I think most people would. Me, certainly. I definitely would. This is Tesla's automotive gross margin in last quarter was almost 28%. However, what many people miss or forget, or some flat out don't know, which is not really too hard to find out if you just spend some time looking at this. Currently, only Model Ys made in Texas receive both front and rear castings. And then only Model Ys receive rear castings in Fremont, Shanghai, Berlin. They do not receive front castings, only rear castings in those gigafactories. And of course, we know Giga Texas barely makes any cars yet. I mean, it's becoming more significant, but it's relatively still quite small. So Model Y still has room to improve its margin with the front castings, but this is where it gets more interesting. However, Tesla Model 3s, they do not receive front or the rear castings anywhere in any factory yet. The keyword is yet. They will in the future, but not yet. And of course, it is, I think, very common knowledge that none of the cars basically will, with some minor exceptions, at very low production volume, receive 4680 batteries or structural battery packs. So that all remains to be implemented still. Looking at our current auto gross margin of almost 28%, we can still look at this number, implement 4680 batteries, all of the front and rear castings, not just for Model Y, for all vehicles in all factories. And then we still have, of course, new things being removed that save costs, such as ultrasonic sensors, which the sensors themselves don't cost that much, but it's the labor and all the wiring that also takes a lot of time, and it just slows down the production overall. We have all of those changes still coming. So Tesla could still keep dropping prices as long as they keep implementing those changes. The margins will stay the same. Now, the price cut that I anticipate in China, which, by the way, long term, this doesn't make any difference. It's just all short term, because if Tesla really only delivers 415,000 vehicles versus 429 expected. Just looking at this right here, this is when we found out about the deliveries of the third quarter. If we do miss again. This is sort of what we can expect. Long term, what matters is, does Tesla produce great product? Which this is California sales, and you can see Model S clearly number one when it comes to luxury cars. This looks somewhat normal. This is number one spot, and 7,600. And then second spot's 3,700. Okay, well, it's quite a big difference, right? But nothing like insane. That is, until you look at near luxury cars, this is still California. And you look at Tesla Model 3, 56,000. And the second place is 7,000. It's not a double. It's not a triple. It's not even a quadruple. This is what matters long term. This is why competition has no hope to catch up with Tesla. And it's not like Tesla is giving the cars away. No. They are charging almost an arm and a leg for the cars. People are still buying. People understand Tesla vehicles. This is where you get the best value. There are a lot of positives that we have going on for Tesla. We have, of course, the increasing earnings, soaring EV adoption, a wide FSD beta release. I'm looking forward to that. And this one, not to be confused with girlfriends. These are gigafactories. Literally, for one brief moment, I thought, what does Gary mean earlier when I saw this tweet? Very brief, though. Very brief. And Gary does agree that pricing in China remains a risk, although he thinks it is too early to cut the prices in China. I bet that Tesla will cut prices, unfortunately. If they booked more ships earlier, they could have exported all those cars to Europe and had those cars delivered in Europe at higher margins. Although then the prices were reduced initially. We got that report from Reuters where Tesla commented that the price reduction reflected their cost. So we will find out about that when the next earnings report comes out for sure. If we see a decreased margin, auto margin, then we know maybe that wasn't fully the case. Also, inflation is looking somewhat good, at least based on this new number that we just got. Hopefully it lasts. This would be great for Tesla. This car is not on sale yet, but it's supposed to go on sale next year. And it's supposed to even beat Tesla Model S Plaid, which can do 0 to 60 in under 2 seconds. This one can do it even faster. What do you guys think? Do you guys think Tesla will make the Plaid even faster? Maybe it's going to be a regular Plaid and then a performance Plaid, which would be like even faster. What is Tesla going to do? This is good. At least someone is saying that no more investigations are needed. Hopefully we can move on from all of those investigations, and hopefully deliveries look good. And of course, production is the most important thing, but deliveries is what drives the stock market for, well, the Tesla stock price short term. And I am especially looking to this. Omar is going to try to have a no takeover drive all the way from California to New York without takeover. That would be amazing if that happens. What do you think that would do to Tesla's stock price? Do you think it would have any effect? It would be hard to imagine how that would hurt Tesla stock, right? So hopefully Elon doesn't sell any more stock as well. But my bet is in the next 18 months, he will again. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Posius, reporting to you from Vancouver City, Canada. I'll see you later. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't yet. The best way to help the channel is to always like the video in the very beginning of a video. That will help the channel reach a lot more people. Thank you so much again.